Welcome, beloved soul. Take a deep breath and let your heart settle into the quiet presence of this moment. You have been carrying so much. You've been wondering, waiting, hoping. Is there truly someone out there for me? Is love still part of God's plan for my life? Is what I feel stirring in my spirit a sign, or just a dream? Listen closely now, because what the angels are whispering is this. The love story you've been waiting for starts with this person, not just anyone, but someone heaven has gently placed on your path in a divine, intentional, sacred way. This is not random. This is not guesswork. This is God. God knows how long you've been praying. He's seen the nights you went to sleep with tears in your eyes, hoping someone, somewhere, was being prepared to truly understand your soul. And what heaven wants you to know is this: that prayer was never ignored. It has been growing roots in silence, watered by your tears, and now it begins to bloom, not in a loud way, not in the world's way, but in God's way, sacred, subtle, and sure. This person you're sensing in your spirit, the one who feels familiar, whose name may have surfaced more than once in your dreams, the one whose energy lingers gently on your heart. They are not appearing in your life by accident. Heaven confirms. The stirring you feel is a signal, a sacred announcement. The time is near. The story begins not in a rush, but in reverence. Because your heart is holy ground. You are not someone to be casually loved. You were created to be cherished in the way heaven intended. God has not overlooked that, and neither have the angels. So pause now and reflect on this. Who is this person that keeps returning to your thoughts? What is it about them that awakens peace, even in the unknown? Have you noticed how their presence doesn't demand attention? It simply brings calm. That is the sign. That is how heaven speaks. Not through loud chaos, but through sacred alignment. This person may not look like what you expected. They may be younger or older, from a place you never imagined. But the connection you feel is not natural. It's supernatural. It's soul recognition. It's divine memory. It's a whisper from eternity. You've known each other before. The beginning, and now. It's time to meet again, here, in this life. In this unfolding moment, God has chosen. Beloved, I know you may have been through heartbreak. You've had to let go of those who couldn't carry your spirit well. But you didn't lose. You grew. You healed. You shed old layers so that you could recognize real love when it came. And now, here it is, subtle, sacred, soft. This person's soul sees yours. Not because you're perfect, but because your wounds align with theirs in holy harmony. You've both known what it's like to feel forgotten. And now, you are God's reminder to each other that you've been remembered. If this message is gently stirring something inside you, if it feels like more than just words, then let it be confirmation. Not pressure, not panic, but peace. This is your invitation to trust the timing of God, to allow what is meant for you to find you without striving. Midway through this sacred message, let me gently invite you, if your soul is resonating with these words, if this message brings you comfort and clarity, subscribe for more peaceful spiritual guidance. Comment below with your reflections or prayer requests, or share this video with someone whose heart needs a gentle word today. If you feel led, you can offer a super thanks to help support the work, not out of obligation, but as a seed of faith that helps this sacred message reach more weary hearts, just like yours, because your story. Is not just yours. It's part of a divine tapestry, one where every thread matters, especially the one called love. Now let's return deeper into the message, because the angels have more to reveal. This person who carries the beginning of your love story, they don't just show up with romance. They come with healing, not because they're flawless, but because they've done the inner work that allows them to sit with your soul without judgment. They may not know how to say all the perfect things, but their silence will hold you. Their presence will speak what words cannot, and they will listen the way you've longed to be heard, not just with ears, but with reverence, because they've been through their own wilderness. They've had their own nights of crying out to God, asking for someone who wouldn't give up on them, and now God is answering your prayers with each other. You are not just being sent someone to love, you're being sent someone to walk with, to grow with, to rise with, and to remember the holy language of the soul. This is why it's important to notice this connection won't look like the ones that broke you. It won't be chaotic. It won't be confusing. It will be clear. Not always easy, but deeply aligned. There will be moments when everything in your spirit says, "This is what I've been waiting for." And yet, fear might still try to rise, because you've known disappointment, because it feels too sacred to be real. But listen again. Heaven is saying, this love is real. This story is blessed. This union is guided. So release the timeline. Let go of needing to control every step. Just be open. Be still. And be willing, because this person, this sacred soul God has aligned with yours, they are being drawn to you even now. Not by your effort, but by divine magnetism. By the hand of God, who knows how to bring soulmates together when the season is right. And beloved, that season is arriving, softly, surely. Now let your heart exhale. Let your soul rest in the knowing that you are not alone in this. You've been held by God every step of the way. And now, love is arriving. The love story you've been waiting for starts with this person. And heaven confirms, you are ready. You are seen. You are chosen. If this message has spoken to your soul, you are warmly invited to stay connected. Subscribe for more sacred encouragement. Share this message with someone you love. Leave a comment or prayer request, or offer a super thanks to help these peaceful truths continue to reach more hearts. Every act of support is a ripple of love that touches someone else who needs it. You matter. Your heart matters. And this story, it's already unfolding, even now, even here. Even in the stillness. Rest in the promise. God writes the best love stories, and yours is just beginning. Welcome back, beloved soul. Come in gently. Take this moment to breathe again, to rest your heart in God's presence. The world may ask you to rush, but here, there's no need to hurry. Love, real love, moves slowly, carefully, intentionally, like a river shaped by divine hands. And you, beloved, are standing by its banks, because the love story you've been waiting for is unfolding now. And the angels are gently confirming. It starts with this person. You may not see the whole picture yet. You may not fully understand why. Your heart keeps returning to them, why they feel like home in a world full of strangers. But heaven understands, and heaven speaks in feelings, in whispers, in the soft pull of your soul toward the one God has chosen for this sacred journey. This person may not be loud. They may not be obvious, but something in them carries your peace. They don't try to impress, they just are. And that's what your soul has been longing for. You are not here to chase love. You are here to recognize it. And what you are sensing, this gentle presence that keeps showing up in your life, is more than coincidence. It's confirmation. This is someone who sees you in a way others never could. Because they are not drawn to your image. They are drawn to your essence. They're not afraid of your depth. They're made for it. God has crafted their spirit to understand yours. Not to fix you, but to walk with you. To walk beside you as you both follow the same light. And when you speak to them, even about the small things, you'll notice something rare. They listen with their heart. They hear what you don't say. They sense your sighs and your silence. They speak to your wounds without even knowing their names. This is what makes this love story different. It's not about surface attraction. It's about soul connection. It's about recognizing in another the answer to a prayer you forgot you prayed. This is why your spirit won't let go. This is why the angels are whispering now. Pay attention. This is not ordinary. This is holy. Maybe you've been tempted to doubt it. Maybe your past makes you cautious, afraid to hope again, afraid to be disappointed. But listen closely. Beloved, God is not in the business of teasing hearts. He doesn't send a feeling this deep without purpose. When the angels move like this, softly nudging, aligning your paths again and again, bringing you into each other's orbit, it's not to confuse you, it's to prepare you, to open your heart to a sacred truth. This person is part of your calling, not just someone to love, but someone to grow with, to build with, to believe with. Someone who will walk into rooms with you and carry light. The connection may not make sense to the world. It might even seem unlikely. But the spiritual realm knows that sometimes the best unions are born from contrasts that complete one another. One of you may be quieter, the other more expressive. One has known survival, the other has known surrender, but together, you reflect the wholeness of God's vision. That's why you can't shake this feeling. That's why their name feels carved into the rhythm of your thoughts, not as a burden, but as a sacred echo. Heaven's way of saying, don't miss this. And if you're still not sure, if you're asking, God, how do I know this is the one? The answer is simple, beloved. Peace. You will feel peace, even if you feel nervous, even if the future is unclear. There will be a calm in your spirit when you think of them, a sense of alignment, a quiet assurance that says, this is safe, this is right, this is holy. And if you're feeling that now, let it be a sign. Midway through this message, let me pause with gratitude. If this word is speaking to your heart, if you feel seen and soothed by this message, I lovingly invite you to subscribe for more spiritual guidance like this. Share this video with someone who needs a gentle reminder. Comment below with your thoughts or prayer requests. You're never alone here. And if you feel led, you can offer a super thanks to help this peaceful work continue. Every gift helps carry these sacred messages to more souls in need. Thank you for helping the light reach farther. Let's continue now, because the angels are still speaking. The person you are being drawn to, they are also sensing you. They may not fully understand it. They may feel a pull they can't explain. But God is working on their heart, just as He's working on yours. They're learning to trust again. They're learning how to love in a way that is holy, not hurried. They've been hurt too. They've waited too. And your soul is an answer to their waiting. They don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be real. They need the quiet strength in you, the softness in your eyes, the way you show up without pretense. Because in you, they will find the one thing they've always longed for, rest. Love like this doesn't rush. It remembers. It waits. It prepares. You're not late, beloved. You're right on time. This is the season where heaven starts unfolding the story. And the beauty of it all is, you don't have to force it. You just have to say yes when love knocks, even if it's quiet, even if it's unfamiliar, even if it's unexpected, because that's how God often works. In ways we didn't plan, but ways that bless us deeper than we imagined. So, when this person shows up, and they will, welcome them with reverence. Don't let fear talk you out of something heaven is trying to give. Don't let past pain close the door to future joy. Instead, trust, even if your knees shake, even if you have to walk slowly. Trust that God knows what He's doing. Trust that the love you've been waiting for is not just a dream. It's a promise. And that promise is coming alive through this person. They won't complete you. Only God can do that. But they will complement you. They'll reflect what's already inside of you. The love you've been growing will now have a safe place to land. You don't have to earn this love. You just have to receive it. With open hands and a willing heart. If this word is resonating deep in your spirit, please remember to subscribe for more peaceful spiritual messages like this. Leave your reflections or prayer requests in the comments. Share this with someone who might be waiting on their own love story. And if you've been blessed, consider offering a super thanks to support the mission, not just for the message you've received, but for the soul who will find it. Next, because of you, you are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are not being passed by. You are being led. And the one you've been waiting for is being led to you. In God's time, in God's way. For God's glory. This love story is not just about romance. It's about redemption. About reminding each other that love is still real, that God still writes beautiful stories, and that heaven still answers prayers. So hold on. Not in fear, but in faith. Because the angels are confirming it's beginning. Now. Welcome again, beloved soul. You've come this far. Not just through the chapters of this message, but through many chapters of life. You've endured, you've healed, you've grown in silence where no one could see. And today, heaven is honoring that journey, because the angels are still speaking. And they are saying this with sacred certainty. The love story you've been waiting for is no longer just a promise. It is beginning now. With this person, there's a reason this individual keeps returning to your heart. Not in a way that haunts you, but in a way that soothes you. Their energy doesn't agitate, it calms. Their name doesn't stir anxiety, it brings peace. And that's the first sign. Heaven is confirming their presence, not through dramatic signs, but through subtle alignment. In how their spirit matches your season. In how your healing mirrors theirs. In how both of you are longing, not just to be loved, but to love in a way that reflects God's heart. This love is not about grand gestures. It's about quiet presence. It's about someone reaching for your hand, not to possess you, but to walk beside you toward something holy. You are not here to settle. You are not here to shrink your soul, to fit into relationships that lack reverence. You are here to be met. And heaven is confirming that meeting is close. This person, they've been prepared too. Maybe they've made mistakes. Maybe they've walked through storms, but they've learned. They've surrendered. They've come to the end of themselves and found God waiting there. So when they enter your life, they won't come with perfection, but they will come with depth. They will speak softly, move slowly, love intentionally. Because they know what it's like to lose what they didn't protect. And now they're ready to protect what they treasure. And beloved, that treasure is you. Let this truth sink in. Are not hard to love. You were just waiting for the right heart to recognize your value. And that heart is near. God is leading them. Even now steps are being ordered. Paths are aligning. What you thought was a delay was actually divine preparation. So when you look back, you'll say, I'm glad it didn't happen then, because I wouldn't have known what to do with it. But now you do. Now you're ready. Not just to be loved, but to give love that's mature, steady, sacred. And this person, they are your mirror. They carry what you've been praying for, even if they don't fully realize it yet. God will. Make the introduction clear. You won't have to chase, convince, or beg. It will come softly, like a breeze that carries the scent of something familiar. It may begin as a friendship. It may begin in conversation or in silence. But it will begin. Because heaven has already written this chapter. You're simply catching up to what already exists in the Spirit. And beloved, if you're feeling overwhelmed, take a deep breath. You're not alone. Your heart wasn't wrong to hope. It was just early. Midway through this final part, let me gently remind you, if these words are bringing light into your spirit, I invite you to subscribe for more peaceful, soul-aligned guidance. Let your voice be heard in the comments with a reflection or a prayer need. Send this to someone whose heart is also waiting for love. And if this message has blessed you, you may offer a super thanks as an act of faith and love, a way to help keep these sacred words flowing to those who need them. Your support helps carry hope into hidden places. Now, Let's return to the deeper current beneath this message. This person will not be perfect. They will have their own lessons, their own wounds, their own journey of surrender. But they will honor yours. They will respect your pace. They will treat your vulnerability like something sacred, not something to exploit. And when they see you, really see you, they'll know, this is who I prayed for. Not because you check every box, but because your spirit speaks the language of theirs. That's the power of soul connection. It isn't loud, it's felt. It speaks in eye contact, in stillness, in peace. This person will be a reminder that you didn't miss out. You didn't ruin your chances. God still writes beautiful stories, and yours is right on time. You won't need to over-explain. You won't have to prove your worth. You will just be. And they will know. And even when doubts try to rise, the peace will remain. The kind of peace that doesn't always make sense, but never leaves dots. So if you're listening right now with tears in your eyes, it's okay. Let them fall, because those are not tears of sadness. They are the soft release of waiting. The quiet, yes, of a heart finally hearing truth. You're not imagining this. You're not crazy for believing in a love that feels holy. It's real, and it's near, and when it comes, it will not try to change you. It will cherish you. It will bring out the version of you that's been resting beneath the armor you had to wear for too long. Because this person, they don't just love the way you smile. They love the way you pray. They're not just attracted to your light. They respect the darkness you had to survive. That's what makes this story divine. It's not built on fantasy. It's built on faith. Faith that love still heals. That God still moves. That the right people still find each other when heaven makes the call. So when that moment comes, when your eyes meet, when your heart remembers, when silence says everything, don't run, don't doubt, don't shrink, just open. Let love, and let God do what only He can do. Because this isn't just a relationship. It's a restoration. It's redemption in the shape of two hearts finally arriving home. And beloved, you are worthy of that. Not because you earned it, but because God decided long ago that love would find you. That someone would see you, know you, and still choose you. And that someone is on their way. If this message has touched your soul, you are lovingly invited to subscribe to this sacred space. Leave a comment to share what this awakened in your heart. Send it to someone who may also be waiting quietly, faithfully. And if you feel led to support the continuation of this peaceful work, you may offer a super thanks to help spread this message of light. It's not just about a video. It's about reaching one more weary soul who still believes that real love still exists. So rest now, beloved. Trust the process. Trust the whispers. Trust the peace, because the love story you've been waiting for is not a fantasy. It's a divine reality. And it starts with this person. And it starts with you. With your willingness to believe again. To hope again. To receive again. Heaven confirms it. God smiles upon it. And your spirit already knows. This time, it's real. Amen. Welcome once again, beloved soul. Let your heart breathe. Let the noise of the day fall away, and allow the stillness of this moment to speak to you. You have been walking this journey patiently, sometimes quietly, sometimes with silent tears, but always with faith tucked gently in the corners of your soul. And now, heaven is whispering again. Angels confirm it. The love story you've been waiting for is no longer just a longing in your heart. It is beginning. With this person, you don't have to make it happen. You don't have to force it. You only have to recognize it. To lean into the gentle confirmation that comes when your soul meets someone who feels like home. There's a sacred softness to the way they show up. Maybe they don't even realize yet what they mean to you. Maybe the story is just beginning in ways only heaven can see. But the connection is real. The bond is divine, and God is guiding every step. This person, is not just entering your life to comfort you. They are coming to build something holy with you, to co-create a love that reflects God's character, steady, selfless, healing, and whole. You've known love that was selfish, love that ran when things got real. But this love, this sacred connection, will feel different. It won't panic in the face of truth. It won't shrink back from your past. It won't flee from your softness or your scars. It will stand beside you, with honor, with respect, with deep spiritual recognition, because this person, they are not just drawn to your light. They are drawn to the way you carry your brokenness with grace, the way you never gave up on God, even when you wanted to give up on love. And beloved, that's what makes you ready. You've surrendered, you've healed, you've stopped chasing and started praying. And now the answer is finding its way to you. Maybe slowly, maybe quietly, but certainly, there's a reason this person keeps appearing in your life, in your thoughts, in your dreams. It's not obsession. It's not fantasy. It's alignment. It's the divine pulling two souls into awareness of one another. This person may not be your usual type. They may surprise you, but their presence will feel safe. Their eyes will carry a peace that doesn't perform. Their voice will soften your defenses without trying. And their soul will feel like it remembers yours. That's when you'll know this is sacred. Not perfect, not always easy, but sacred. And if you're wondering how to respond, just stay open. Just keep listening, because the Spirit will confirm. You will feel it in the quiet moments, in the prayers that feel different now, in the gentle way your soul says, I think this might be it. Midway through this sacred message, let me lovingly remind you, if your spirit is resonating, if your heart is saying yes quietly in the background, please subscribe for more peaceful guidance like this. Your journey is welcome here. You can leave a reflection or prayer request in the comments. You are not alone. And if this message has comforted you, you are invited to support the channel with a super thanks. It helps share these sacred messages with others who are also waiting, also believing, also hoping. Your offering becomes a ripple of healing. Let's continue deeper now, because this love story isn't finished. It's only just begun. You may wonder, God, how will I know this is the right person? And heaven answers in stillness. You will know by the fruit. By the peace you feel, by the patience they offer, by the way they draw you closer to God, not farther away. This love will not compete with your faith. It will complement it. It will nourish your spiritual walk. It will inspire prayer, not distraction. They will pray for you, with you. They will speak to the heavens on your behalf when your own voice trembles. That's how you'll know. Because true love doesn't steal from your soul. It strengthens it. And even if you don't have all the answers now, even if your story still feels incomplete, trust this. God is not finished writing. He is still aligning, still preparing, still placing the final touches on a love story that is meant to last. This isn't about rushing. This is about reverence, because you've waited for something real. You've surrendered counterfeit connections. You've matured beyond shallow interest. And now, you're ready for what's holy. So if your spirit is awakening now, if a name or a presence keeps surfacing in your soul, and the peace of God is wrapped around it like a quiet affirmation, trust that. Lean into it. Don't rush. Don't label it too quickly. Just listen. Just watch. And let God reveal the fullness of the story, because it's coming. And it's good. And when this person steps fully into your life, you will feel it. A quiet, yes, a divine ease, a sacred rest, not perfection, but peace. Not grand fireworks, but steady warmth. The kind of love that sits with you in silence and still says, I'm here. The kind of love that reminds you, God didn't forget, and beloved, He never did. He has been preparing you both, softening your hearts, tearing down walls, teaching you to see beyond appearances, to recognize soul over surface. So when you Meet, you won't miss it. You'll feel it in the space between words, in the divine timing of the moment, in the way your spirit exhales when they're near. That is love. That is God. That is the beginning. If this message is bringing you peace and clarity, please remember, you're warmly invited to subscribe for more peaceful teachings like this. Leave your thoughts below or share your prayer request. And if you feel led, a super thanks is a humble, sacred gift that helps keep this space going, that helps more hearts find what they've been silently praying for. Thank you for walking this path with us. You are not alone. You are not unseen. You are not unworthy. You are being prepared for love. Not ordinary love, but extraordinary God-breathed love. And angels are standing close, smiling softly, because they already see it. They already know this love story is unfolding. And it starts with this person, the one your heart already recognizes, the one your soul has been waiting to meet again. In this life, in this sacred timing, in God's divine plan. Let it unfold. Let love come. Let yourself be found. Amen. Welcome again, beloved. You've been listening with an open heart. You've walked with this message through gentle valleys and sacred echoes. And still, the Spirit speaks, with clarity, with kindness, with divine reassurance. The angels have not gone silent. They are still confirming, still whispering. The love story you've been waiting for is not a distant dream. It is near, and it begins with this person. Maybe you've wondered, is this really for me? Is my story truly part of God's love plan? And heaven answers, yes, not because you've earned it, not because you've done everything right, but because your heart has stayed open, because your spirit has remained soft, even after all it has endured. You haven't let bitterness steal your belief. You haven't let loneliness close your soul. You've waited with faith, and the Lord honors that. This person God is bringing into your life, they are not coming to rescue you. You are not a soul that needs to be saved by human hands. You have already been redeemed by the blood of Christ. But this person, they are coming to remind you what it feels like to be seen by someone who looks through the eyes of love, to be embraced not for performance, but for presence. They'll love the real you, not the curated version, not the guarded you, but the one who still prays in the dark, the one who still believes. Even when the world says give up, they will find beauty in your vulnerability, not weakness. They will honor your past, even the parts that made you tremble, because they'll recognize that all those places carved out room for love like this. This is not ordinary connection. This is sacred recognition. And when it happens, when the story begins to unfold in front of you, you will know. Not in fear, not in doubt, but in peace. You will feel God in it. You will feel grace all around it. And even if your mind tries to overthink, your spirit will whisper, this is what I've been waiting for. You may meet them when you're not looking. You may cross paths in the quietest of ways. But when heaven aligns a love story, it does not miss. You won't have to fight for clarity. You won't have to beg for their attention. The connection will grow as it's meant to, not rushed, not forced, but real. And here's what will surprise you. It will feel like remembering, like reuniting with someone your soul always knew. As if God is softly saying, you've met before, but now you're both ready. Beloved, let that sink in. This love doesn't arrive in haste. It arrives in holiness. That's why you've waited. Not because you were being punished, but because your heart was being made ready to receive something that carries heaven's fingerprints. And so was theirs. They too have waited. They too have endured lonely nights and longed for someone who would see them not as a project, but as a partner. And now, the wait is ending, slowly, tenderly. The veil is being lifted. The story is beginning. And it starts with this person. If your heart has been resonating with these sacred words, I invite you now gently subscribe to stay close to this peaceful space. Share this message with someone who still believes in God's timing. Leave your reflections or prayers in the comments. You are not walking this road alone. And if this word has touched your spirit, you can support this channel with a super thanks. Every offering helps extend this peaceful message to more waiting hearts, more weary souls who are still believing that God writes love stories worth waiting for. Let's continue deeper now, because the presence of the Holy Spirit is still moving, still softening, still preparing you for what's next. This person, they will not come with fireworks, but they will come with warmth. You may not notice them right away, but once your soul recognizes them, you'll never be able to unsee the truth. They're not coming to distract you. They're coming to build something with you. A relationship that lasts, a bond that grows, a love that reflects God's nature. You will not have to abandon your values for them. You will not have to compromise your spiritual path. Instead, they'll walk it with you. Maybe in different ways, but in the same direction. And when you pray, their name may begin to surface. When you dream, you may feel their presence before their arrival. Because God often reveals spiritual alignment before physical manifestation. So stay tuned in. Not just to signs around you, but to peace within you. This story is not just for your joy, it's for your calling. Together, you will do things for God's glory that you couldn't have done alone. Not because either of you is incomplete, but because together, you reflect something eternal. A deeper form of love, a higher kind of faith, a shared mission that speaks to the world. This is what holy love looks like. And that's why the enemy fought you so hard. Because this love will restore what the enemy tried to steal. It will heal what others tried to break. It will bring light to places that have long been dark. But now the dawn is coming. The chapter is opening. And your heart is ready to turn the page. This person, this soul that keeps showing up in subtle, sacred ways, they are not just a blessing. They are a sign that your love story was never forgotten. God was writing it all along. And now you're being handed the pen. So don't run from it. Don't hide. Don't let fear write the ending prematurely. Instead, breathe, trust, and let the story unfold. If this message has stirred something holy in you, please subscribe to remain connected to this spiritual space. Your heart belongs in a community of peace. Leave a prayer, a reflection, a hope in the comments below. Share this with someone whose faith needs a gentle whisper. And if the Spirit leads, a super thanks allows these words to reach farther, to embrace another soul with love that is quiet, but real. Because your love story is part of something bigger than you. It's part of someone else's healing, someone else's hope, someone else's belief that they, too, can be loved with heaven's kind of love. So as we close this part of the journey, let your heart rest in the knowing you are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are not waiting in vain. Heaven sees you. God hears you. And the one your soul has been preparing for is being led to you. In perfect time, by perfect hands, for a purpose greater than romance, for something eternal. The love story you've been waiting for starts with this person, and it continues with you. Amen. Welcome, beloved soul. We've come to the final part of this sacred message. But truly, this is not an ending. It is the beginning of something holy. A chapter written not in ink, but in surrender, in trust, in the quiet unfolding of divine timing. The angels have stayed with us through this entire journey, gently speaking, quietly confirming, softly revealing what heaven has known all along. The love story you've been waiting for starts with this person, not a fantasy, not a replacement for the love you lost, not a copy of what the world calls romance. But the real thing. The kind of love that kneels before God, that holds hands in prayer, that says, I choose you, not just in passion, but in purpose. Not just for today, but for every season God allows. This is the one your soul whispered about long before your mind had language for it. This is the one you dreamed of when you said, God, send me someone who will love me like you do. And heaven took that prayer seriously, even when you forgot it, even when you tried to settle, even when you convinced yourself that maybe it was too late, too far, too impossible. God never forgot. And this person, this soul is living proof. Their arrival in your life will not be forced. It will be fluid. Like water finding its way to the shore. Like light finding its way through the cracks. They may be close already. You may know them now in small ways. Or they may be on the horizon, preparing quietly, just as you have. But what matters most is this. You will know them by the peace they bring. By the weight that lifts when they speak. By the way your soul exhales around them without needing to explain everything. They will not rush you. They will not play games. They will not awaken your spirit only to disappear. They will stay. Because love like this, holy love, is built on presence, not performance. And in their presence, you will feel something you've longed for. Safety, sanctuary, stillness. They won't need to understand every scar. They will simply honor them. And in their eyes you will no longer feel like too much or not enough. You will feel finally like you are exactly as you should be. Loved, held, chosen, beloved. You may still wonder, what if I miss it? What if I push them away? Let me speak this truth to your heart. You cannot miss what heaven has written. You cannot ruin what God has ordained, not if you stay soft, not if you stay surrendered, not if you keep showing up to your own soul with honesty. You're not being asked to be perfect. You're being asked to be present, to stay aware, to keep your spirit open. And when the moment comes, when the words fall into place, when the silence becomes full of meaning, when your eyes meet and your spirit says, yes, don't run. Let yourself believe it. Let yourself receive it. Let love do what it came to do, heal you, complete you in ways you never knew were possible. And even then, even in joy, keep God at the center. Because this love is not meant to replace your Creator. It is meant to reflect Him, to echo His goodness, to remind you what it feels like to be loved in spirit and in truth. This person, they are not your Savior, but they will be your partner, your prayer warrior, your sacred companion, and your life together will be more than a romance. It will be a testimony. Others will look at you both and say, only God could have done that. Because only God knows how to take two broken but willing hearts and build something eternal. If this message has soothed your soul, if you've found peace in these quiet affirmations, I invite you now to subscribe for more sacred guidance. Share this with someone who still believes in divine love. Leave your reflections or prayer needs in the comments. We are walking together here. And if this message has truly blessed you, you are welcome to offer a super thanks, a small act of faith that helps bring these words to more souls who are still waiting to believe again. Now, as we prepare to close, let us rest together in stillness. Let us listen again, not with our ears, but with our spirit. This person God is sending into your life. They are a gift, not a distraction, not a test, but a gift. And as you learn to receive it, you will also be a gift to them. A reminder that love still exists. That hope was never in vain. That two people can walk together in faith, without fear. You'll laugh again. You'll pray together. You'll build something that heaven smiles upon. Because love like this doesn't just bless the couple, it blesses the generations after. It heals the lineage. It breaks the curse. It rewrites the story. And it begins now with your yes, with your faith, with your willingness to trust that God has been orchestrating this since before you knew how to ask for it. So let love in. Let healing in. Let joy in. This is your time. This is your season. And the angels confirm with peace. The love story you've been waiting for starts with this person. And beloved, it continues with you. May you walk into it with open hands, with eyes that see what is holy, and a heart fully surrendered to God's plan. This is not the end. It is the sacred beginning. Amen.